there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and this video is about the upcoming new moon in Taurus at 3 degrees 24 minutes of Taurus, the first decan of Taurus. Okay, so this is first I'm going to talk a bit about the astrology like I usually do, and then I'm going to give you the tarot guidance for this new moon, and you can expect the energies to sort of play along for like 3-4 days before and about 7 days after the full new moon itself. Okay, so now the question that is looming in front of all of us is how to get comfortable with the unknown, because life and reality is really, you know, in a very precarious position. We are not sure of our future, and if Taurus wants anything, it wants things that it knows. It does not really vibe with the unknown like Aquarius does. Okay, so this new moon is a Uranian new moon. By that, what do I mean by that? I mean that Uranus, the planet of disruption, the spiritual awakener, is conjunct this new moon in Taurus. Okay, and Uranus, as I've told you before, the model ruler of Aquarius, is about disruption, is about revolution. Okay, and Uranus can be a malefic, and it is the greater vibration or the greater higher octave of Mercury. Right, so right now we've just had Mercury move into Aries, starting a new zodiacal wheel. So if you have Mercury as your ascendant lord or as a dominant planet, you're really going to feel it, because Mercury was in detriment in Pisces, and you know, that's when all the coronavirus and everything started, and all the disinformation, all the issue. This was essentially a mercurial coronavirus that was sort of birthed. Of course, it's Neptunian and Plutonian, because both of these planets rule viruses. Okay, so now Uranus being conjunct this new moon, it means that anything is on the table. Any possibilities are open for us to tune into, to channel with, to work with. Okay, because Uranus is the wild card. You don't know what you will get with it. You cannot even predict. That's why Uranus is unpredictable. Okay, now this of course is happening on the 22nd of April 2020. So you see there are 4 2s in it. Okay, and that is an 8. It's an infinity. So the numerology is definitely about binaries. Okay, either when binaries and coupling could play out in a sense of course, harmonious coupling or disharmonious coupling, as in a clash. Okay, like a thesis and an antithesis. So it's very interesting because it's on the 22nd, which is again a master number. Okay, like 11, 22, all these are master numbers, and they bring about the energy of the divine for all of us humans to channel into and to work with and play with. Right now, this new moon is square to Saturn, because Saturn has just moved into Aquarius. He's on the 1st degree of Aquarius, and this new moon, and new moon means sun and the moon are together in one sign. So the sun and moon will be together in Taurus, with Uranus squaring Saturn. So this obviously suggests that just what I was telling you, the unknown and the known. Okay, so Uranus is about the unknown, whereas Saturn is about the known. It's about rock solid foundations. It's what we have in 3D. Saturn rules hierarchies. It is the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius in traditional astrology, and I have started giving Saturn really the rulership of Aquarius, because Aquarius is very Saturnian, very, very Saturnian. Okay, whether we realize it or not, Aquarius has its own set of rules. Okay, it does not follow your rules, but it has its own set of rules. So Uranus and Saturn square in itself is diabolical, and then you have the moon and the sun. squaring Saturn, restrictions, all kinds of constrictions, maybe confinement of sorts. And this Uranus brings about this energy that wants to do something. Okay, that wants to do something. And Mars is also in Aquarius, trining Venus. So the masculine and the feminine are associated in a harmonious aspect. But Uranus, as I was saying, wants to do something, and Saturn's telling him all the time that, are you sure? Are you sure this is the path? Are you sure this is the way to go? Uranus is really a way shower. Okay, so there is no, and a forest into the unknown, into the future. It deals with all things futuristic. So we don't know what we can expect. Either if you're tuning into the lower vibes, it could mean, you know, problems with authority. Saturn is authority. Problems with a father figure. Issues with self-confidence, because moon is after all the common people, and the moon is emotions. So the minute you have the moon squaring Saturn, it can bring about feelings of not being enough, okay, not emotionally not being able to deal with what's going on with the quarantine and everything, right? And Saturn is also squaring Uranus and the sun. The sun is our life force, if I may say. And Saturn is bringing a constriction to that, saying, no, you cannot shine so bright right now. Let us master what's ahead of us, because squares are all about mastery, be it self-mastery or mastery of the particular issue at hand. Of course, it will depend on the houses these are placed for you, which I'll get into discussing soon. So let's get to Aries. Okay, so the cards are ready, and this time I'm going to be doing the Romance Oracle with of course the Romance Oracle deck, and also the Lovers Tarot. So I have a very special deck. So this is a romance a general reading, and a clarifier with an oracle, and then a love reading. So I'm going to take some time with each sign. So let us not hurry, because it is about realizing how to be comfortable with the unknown. Okay, it is not always about knowing. Another thing is Taurus is very tactile, okay, ruled by Venus. And thankfully Venus is in Gemini, but already entered shadow. Now, I told you Venus in Gemini can be quite polarized. So, and she's going to dredge up all these emotional stuff in Gemini, okay, polarizing it even further, because Gemini does not like to deal with emotions. So Aries, this is happening in your 2nd and 11th house, right? Saturn is in your 11th house in Aquarius, and Taurus is of course your 2nd house of income and resources. So 11th house is larger communities, the internet. So with this square, and remember, squares are mastery, so it's not a problem per se, okay? These are 90-degree aspects that call for resolution, that call for you to either realign, readjust, and work with it. 2nd house is not just the money you earn or the money you inherit. It is the resources you can conjure, okay? The resources that the universe has given you at your disposal. So 2nd house and 11th house activation can be very good for online businesses, squares, okay? I mean, I was demonetized. I got monetized with a Saturn square Mars. So squares are not all bad, and especially when it comes to 2nd house, we could do with some nice income, right? 2nd and 11th could come from the internet, could come from our larger communities, okay? Could be you create something innovative that actually makes money after you've perfected it. Mastery, remember? So the tarot guidance goes Mara pasanadhi, Mara pasanadhi, Mara pasanadhi, Mara pasanadhi. That is the mantra of Manjushri Buddha, and his color is white. So Aries, You've had a very difficult experience recently. It could be a divorce, it could be financial dissolution, but whatever it is, you're moving away from that trouble space. Yes, there are things that you need to do. Yes, there are pieces you need to put on the chessboard that will work for you in your favor. But at the end of the day, you're moving away from the trauma, which I can see only as a very positive sign. There are certain shadows, your internal shadows that you have to face before you can completely confront and integrate what is in front of you. But you are moving away from the turbulence into the safety and sanctuary of a place that harbors you and inspires you. And this place does not need to be literal, it could be metaphorical. So it's absolutely phenomenal. The oracle that goes with it, if it was a financial issue and you feel financially, you know, unstable as of now, I think that period is ending. Things are veiled for sure, but what is veiled shall also be unveiled. So keep your eyes out. Mercury moving into your sign can only bring clarity, because, you know, this Mercury being in your 12th house is probably dredged up so much from your unconscious and has brought a lot of angst, because your Mars, you need to act. So things are still veiled. Now in the love department, let's see what we can expect, Aries. In the love department, may spirit guide you. The relationship you're in is very karmic, or if you're not in a particular relationship, something very karmic is coming your way. And I'm not saying it's going to be fun and games and, you know, sunshines and picnics. It is probably going to be something very intense, and it could come from online, because Saturn is in that 11th, and your ruler Mars is also with Saturn. So a sort of karmic judgment. If you're married and not happy, I think this could crumble, because, you know, there is no way that you will be wanting to go on with it. So, and this is directly related to healing family issues, this judgment card in your relationship. You are either judging or you know, there's a cosmic sort of judgment on your relationship. If you've been cheating and lying, you could be discovered. Or if you are acting out because of certain you know, childhood traumas, and you feel like you need validation, so you cheat and then you're discovered. So it's all going to come to head now. The judgment card says so. So Aries, be careful, be mindful, you know, ask your heart will never lie. And Mars, actually your ruler, is in quite a good place in Aquarius, thinking of the future. Okay, igniting future possibilities, having some very serious discussions with Saturn in there. Now Taurus, this is in your 1st and 10th house. 1st house is your physical body. It is like how you are plugged into the matrix, how you look, how you gesture, all of that, okay, is the 1st house. It's sort of like the steering wheel of the car that is your natal chart. So this is impacting your body, your sense of self, right? And 10th house is your midheaven, or your career, your social respect, what you get your social respect and recognition from. So this square again calls for self-mastery, a mastery of the situation in front of you, Taurus. It is now that you may be able to change the way you look, or maybe change your persona in the business world, or whatever you're doing. Or if there was something else that you want to do to enhance your respect in your professional field, I think that could come about, but it is not going to be an easy energy. It is going to be an energy of change. If you're looking at getting any particular surgery on this day, I would not suggest so. I would, it's quarantine anyway, no surgeries, but I mean, if there's any sort of modifications you're looking at, well, maybe wait a bit, because, you know, your ruler is in shadow, Venus is in shadow, it's your ruler, so better you just stick on for a bit and see how it goes. Even if it is like doing something to your hair at home, don't try it. The way you are perceived by society could get a huge uplift, a huge facelift, shall we say. So Taurus, Om Marapasanadhi, Om Marapasanadhi, Om Marapasanadhi. It's called Libra, my friend Taurus. Okay, and this is your 7th house. So immediately I hear from spirit, partnerships, marriage, interpersonal relationships, okay, Libra, that are somehow going to come to focus. You may even benefit from something that has to do with your partner, because your 10th house is also active with that Saturn being there. And if you were in some kind of legal issues, I think some resolution can come. If you've been mistreated in your family, I think your value will be ascertained and you will get justice. This is the card of Mat, where, you know, justice will be meted out. And if you have done something incorrect, you will be punished in a way, Taurus. Okay, however, I see that for most of you Taurians, you know, you don't usually like to do any wrong. You're Venus ruled, you know. You like to touch, feel sensual. Okay, there is a new beginning coming your way with this new moon, and it does promise a beautiful future ahead. If you can resolve this 10th house square with Saturn, I think you will be able to resolve a lot. But I predict that for the next few months, situations are going to be quite turbulent, if I may say, because Venus will be, you know, going back and forth in Gemini. So this is going to be quite a journey, an internalized journey for you. Watch my Venus retrograde in Gemini 2 videos. Watch that. So new beginnings are your way, and it's beautiful, Taurus. Celebrate what's coming your way. I see something very beautiful coming your way. In the love department, if you've lost hope that no one's coming, or if somehow, again, see this justice, if you're going through a divorce, a new beginning is going to come your way, because do not lose hope. Something beautiful is right around the corner, Taurus. It's right around the corner. Believe me, whenever I get this hope card, she always inspires me to have hope and to tell my clients to have hope, because something beautiful in terms of love, in terms of you know, connection is coming your way. So this codependency card again tells me that whatever was codependent has to be removed. It cannot remain, because it is not sustainable. If you do not give yourself the justice or somebody else the justice by not walking away, then you are going to be stuck forever, and that new beginning is never going to come. So that hope of a beautiful, well-balanced relationship is going to be, you know, out of bounds for you, and Venus is out of bounds. So, I mean, think about it. Have hope, believe. If you need to walk away from something, and Spirit is telling me that some of you Taurians need to walk away from something, and you need to find peace. Okay, now Gemini, it's in your 12th and 9th house. The new moon is with Uranus in your 12th house, of course, and this is like, you know, deep unconscious soul work, ancestral work, dream work, okay, spiritual work, death, incarceration, and all of that. And ninth, I mean, ninth is foreign travel, higher education. So something about, you know, 9th house is also philosophy. So something that you channel in right now, Gemini, could be pivotal for the philosophy that you have in your life. And Venus is going retrograde in your sign. But thankfully, your ruler Mercury has entered Aries, and Aries by sign is sextile Gemini, so it's a good position. There is a beautiful flow of energy. It's not like a difficult aspect like an opposition or a square. So it's good. But Gemini, this next few months for you, things are going to be, you know, turbulent in matters of the heart or connection. So let's see what we have for you, Gemini. And this Ninth house is our higher truths, the philosophies we adhere to. You know, it's really a very important defining place for us. And the 12th house, of course, is a very difficult house, but you know, and a new moon there, maybe ancestral messages are going to come through for you, Gemini. So I see a new beginning. It could be a new relationship. It could be a new financial idea that you have that's creative, because Gemini are full of creativity in the sense that you want to write, you want to express, you want to communicate. So this, I think, is a short pointer towards jumping into that. If this is about physicality, then look at your physicality, and also remember your Lord has gone into a fire sign and wants a fire, the beginning of a fire, okay, like the start of a fire. So there's something that is brewing inside of you. There's something, Gemini, that you want to express, that you want to maybe experience, and it is very, very inspirational. Look, almost God is handing it out to you. Take the shaft and, you know, do what you need to do, express what you need to express, because what's going to come out through you is going to be beautiful, so to say. Okay, now for your clarifier, Gemini, let's pull. So there are things about your childhood that are popping up. I said 12th house. And look, things about your childhood are popping up for you with this new moon. Things that you have resolved, or maybe unresolved trauma, or maybe just messages from your ancestors. Whatever it is, if there's been somebody who's departed that was very close to you, that person could, you know, very well be making contact, especially if that person is connected to your childhood. In a sense, I believe this new moon for you will be a trigger of your childhood. Either you touch base with people. If you're at home with your parents, it could be a time of great healing. If you are alone, it is a good time to reconnect to video, to people of your childhood, maybe even forgive and forget and move on. Because this is really a very key time in your life with this 12th house activation that is taking place, and activating your 9th house through a square, which is about mastery. And 9th house is your higher wisdom, is the truth you believe in. So something is changing. Maybe something from your childhood comes back for resolution, or maybe it could even be a beautiful memory of someone you've lost, like a grandparent, or if you know someone is sick and you're afraid of losing them. It could be very turbulent. 12th house is always, you know, full of dreams. I would be paying attention to your dreams if I were you. Now in the love department, the Emperor. So this is definitely about somebody new, or maybe if you're already in a relationship, Spirit just made me say somebody new. For some of you, it's somebody new. But for some of you, this is about really finding more connection with the person you are with. Emperor is always about structure. So maybe you take your relationship to the next level and try to give it structure. But then again, with Venus going back and forth in your sign, Venus is our desire, principle, love, romance, and all of that. There could be problems that come up with that restructuring and that resolution, Gemini. It's not going to be easy. So again, codependency. If you're in a relationship that is codependent, then I think this new moon is going to reveal it to you. And the structure that you're trying to give, it could be you know, faltering in a sense, because you're not willing to look at this codependent situation, and you're thinking that if I just shove it under the rug, it's going to go away. But it is not. It's going to come back and forth in your psyche. Okay, so that was heavy. 12th house, what do you expect? You know, and Uranus in your 12th, Gemini. It's definitely a time of listening to your dreams and to the messages from your ancestors. So Cancerians, beautiful, 11th and 8th house for you Cancerians, 11th house of larger communities, the internet, 8th house of sex, death, debt, tax, inheritance, all of that. So you could be, you know, in other people's money, 8th house. So you could be getting some business prospects through the internet, because 11th house is internet. And Taurus for you is the 11th house, where we have Uranus and the sun and the moon. So let's see what the tarot has to say for you. Om Marapasanadhi, Om Marapasanadhi, Om Marapasanadhi. Four of Cups. So this is definitely a lack of gratitude. It is definitely not counting your blessings, Cancerians. That's not like you. Fours are also, Cancer is the 4th sign. Cups are related to Cancer. So this could be that you're in the family, or maybe you're doing so much for them that people are not realizing what you do for them, or you know, you in turn are not realizing what somebody else is doing for you. Maybe, you know, they are a completely different energy signature, so they will never be like you, huggy, cuddly, and, you know, cuddle together, cry together. They could be showing you love, but in a different way, and in a way that maybe they're sorry for something they've done or whatever it is, and they are saying sorry, but you refuse to listen to them because you are in a sense not listening, and maybe because you can't really even walk out right now. You're not really sure where to go. If this is with your work life, then you're definitely wasting opportunities that are coming your way, and you could in a sense be a leader of sorts and show your boss or whoever you're working with that, look, this is what I can do, but you're not doing that. You're not taking the initiative. This also speaks of lethargy, laziness, okay, lamentations, loss. So you feel like, oh, I've lost something so big that, you know, nothing's gonna bring it back. And well, the universe is giving you this cup and saying, hello, listen to this, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna listen, you know, it's not enough. So realize you have the strength to do whatever you want to do. This is about saying no when you need to, setting healthy boundaries when you need to, accepting what needs to be changed, accepting the fear you have within you to transform it to something higher. I see all these sudden apocalyptic visions, like, you know, floods and all, and it just felt like a lot of changes are gonna happen. So we have to feel gratitude, and we have to remember the strength that we have internally as well as externally. Develop that physical body and that immune system. Strength could mean so much over here, Cancerians, okay? So much. And you are prone to eating on an emotional binge, so that's something you need to realize. Have faith in your relationship right now. That is what Spirit is telling you. If you've lost faith, and this could be the reason that you give so much and your partner is just like not reciprocating, but I think that a change is coming your way, and you will be able to find what you're looking for. But do not lose faith, because that is when you will crumble, and you do not need to do that now. And as I said, if you're already with someone you love, that person is your soulmate. And if you're not in the right relationship, I believe your soulmate is coming and is not too far away, Cancerians. Believe me on that. And enjoy the new moon in Taurus. Now let's get to the fiery sign of Leo. And Leo, you're ruled by the sun, and the sun is in Taurus in your 10th house, and Saturn is in your 7th house, Aquarius. So this 10th house is the midheaven, which is you know, social recognition. And of course the 7th house is partnerships, marriages. So maybe something through your partner could come, or squares are difficult aspects, they're not harmonious, easy aspects. Okay, and your ruler is with Uranus, bringing in shock. Okay, some kind of shock in your career. It could be good, of course. everything is how it is impacting you personally. So let's get your reading. Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi. Okay, Leo, I say that you have two options, two pathways, and you're unable to decide which way to go. It could also be you are juggling too many things or too many relationships, and you can be caught and you can be found. And since this is like that seventh house, this tells me it could be two relationships that you're juggling, and you know, it could be complicated. If it is like you're doing too much work and you channel in the good of this square aspect, then you're surely going to see rewards for all the hard work you've done, Leo. Okay, and you are going to be acknowledged for that particular hard work that you did. Okay, time to be in solitude. We are all in solitude, but time to be you know, just spend some time away from family, even if you can, on this day. Write 10 things you want from the universe. New moons are like seeds. So 10 things you want from the universe, 10 things you release, Leo. And work with all lunar cycles. So every new moon, depending on the house, ask for something, and on the full moon, say thank you to the universe by writing a letter. So it's beautiful. Some answers will come to you with regards to what you're juggling. If you spend some time alone in you know, in equilibrium. Now in the love department, what can you expect, Leo? Patience. If you're not in the relationship that you want to be in, I think you will be in the relationship, because you know, you're not sure about the relationship. You're not sure, should I go this way, should I go here, you know, am I gonna be with my wife, or am I gonna, you know, walk away from my wife, or am I gonna be with my you know, am I gonna propose to my girlfriend, or am I just gonna wait it out? So I think what the Hangman is telling you is have patience and wait it out, or change your perspective and look at the relationship from a completely new angle. Because if you do that, the resolutions will come to you, the answers will come to you. You're very intuitively, or you're ruled by the sun. So you know, their spirit is quite clear about this. Whatever you're thinking about, the relationship that you really want to be in, pursue that relationship if need be, and give it a chance to flourish. You have to work on a relationship. It's not, you know, easy come, easy go. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, commitment, and what have you. And Virgo, this is your 9th and 6th. 9th again, higher truths, philosophy, higher education, you know, the truths we subscribe to. 6th house of diet, health, pets, and all of that, okay? And everyday work life. I think something could trigger, and 9th house, the house of foreigners as well. So you could be getting work from foreign people, people who live in other lands, maybe through the internet, right? And your ruler Mercury has just gone into Aries, which is good, because Mercury was in detriment. Although Aries by sign is not harmonious with you in any way, but still Mercury finds a revival in Aries, because this is the start of the zodiacal wheel, Virgo. Okay, so what can you expect on this beautiful new moon, the sensual, beautiful new moon in Taurus? Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi. King of Swords, clarity, you know, functionality, really getting a grasp of your ideas. The kings are always mature, masculine energies. So this could also be an Aquarian coming into your life, and Saturn's been in your 5th house. So Saturn moving into your 5th, some of you will meet the Saturn of your life, Virgos. And this King of Swords will bring clarity, will bring a lot of intellectual debate, will inspire you intellectually. to push beyond the conventional, Virgo. And that is important for you. It could mean that you embark on writing, reading, or you're doing something really productive with this 9th and 6th house activation. Squares are difficult 90-degree aspects that ultimately call for mastery. So maybe the way you eat, you know, clears your aura, makes you more sattvic, and the truths you adhere to, maybe they change because of the diet that you start taking or the exercise regime that you've started. 6th house is exercise. So Saturn in your 6th is now giving you that impetus. Eat less, you know, go vegan, eat what is necessary. So ebb and flow, just go with the flow right now. Don't try to control anything, because control is worthless. Okay, even though this person wants to exert a lot of control, okay, but realize that at this point all we are doing is walking towards the unknown, and it's time we acknowledge to our hearts that it is okay to be you know, comfortable with the unknown. Virgo does not do well with the unknown. So again, another energy that you have to understand, the ebb and flow of the ocean. Okay, and you cannot constrict the ocean. It is forever flowing, it is forever singing, it is forever waves are crashing on the shore, reminding us of the transience of life. Everything is ephemeral, and it's beautiful actually. In the love department, let's see what we have for Virgo. This 9th and 6th house activation with very powerful planets in question. Yes, it could be an Aquarius who comes into your life, or if you're already in a relationship, it could be that the give and take part of it gets more balanced. So, you know, you're not just giving and someone's just taking, or you're not just taking and someone's giving, but this star always symbolizes hope of balance, okay, and blessing from the Pleiades constellation. And the Pleiades is in Taurus, okay, so it's beautiful actually. You are getting blessed, believe me, Virgo. You are going to see something beautiful happen in your love life. It is, after all, going to be balanced. All the Virgos can have a complicated love life, but let's not go there. So it says honeymoon, so utilize this quarantine as a honeymoon. Okay, if you're in a relationship, and if you're not and you're talking with someone online, or you're just about to start a relationship, take a honeymoon with them as soon as you can, you know, Virgo. All right, Libra, this is 8th and 5th. Whoa, 8th house of death, taxes, sex, regeneration, other people's money, 5th house of romance, 5th house of children. So Libra, it's interesting that also your ruler Venus is in Gemini, which is harmonious to you by a trine, the sign of Gemini. And but things are going to be turbulent for you, because Venus is going to go back and forth in this particular sign of Gemini, which is mutable air and your cardinal air, right? So things are going to be pretty difficult for you. 8th house. Taurus is your 8th house, so, you know, again, a sign ruled by Venus, you know, the nocturnal sign of Venus. So, what can we expect, Libra? Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi. 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Maybe you get an inheritance, because this is 8th house. You know, 5th house are also creative endeavors. So something creative that you've done finally brings fruit, and other people want to invest in you. 8th house is other people's money. Squares are difficult 90-degree aspects, but they bring about mastery in a particular situation. So you're going to be emotionally fulfilled when it comes to getting what you want, 8th house, getting, you know, other people's money, or maybe even getting that divorce settlement, getting that alimony money, getting that child support money. It's all good. And 5th house is also children, so child support money. Yeah, it's not going to be easy that, okay, here's the money, take it and go. You'll probably have to put a fight for it, but ultimately it's all going to be perfect and beautiful and very harmonious. But you could find yourself alone here. And 10s are always about closures. 9s are the endings of cycles, and 10s are closures with a hint of a new beginning. So if you're alone at this point and you've alienated tons of people, maybe it's time for you to do some sort of, you know, spiritual explorations. Go into the dark night of the soul to truly discover. 8th house is also death of the ego, not physical body. Spiritual explorations can lead you to that, you know. So you got shape-shifting, just fell out for you. So this is essentially about you becoming whoever you want to be. Think of how clouds can shapeshift, how you can shapeshift. You can change the way you look, you can change the way you feel, you can change the way you think, you can change the way you interact with someone. Okay, and the shape-shifting, I think, is going to answer to you what this emotional fulfilling cycle is going to be about, and how you may connect better with your loved ones and not feel like, oh, I've done so much and here I am all alone. Because, you know, we humans need humans. We are social creatures. We need other people. We need love. We need, and Libra is always about understanding the world through the spectrum of another. So, and Venus going retrograde here can give you the methodology for shape-shifting, although don't do anything permanent like tattoos or surgery, but shape-shift into whatever you want to be, because something very emotionally fulfilling is coming to a conclusion with a hint of a new beginning, and that is so beautiful. In the in your love life, expect some changes. Whatever is not working will have to go, okay, will have to fall. 5th house again, love, remember. So again, Saturn being in that zone for you in your 5th house, whatever relationships, you know, if you were just frivolously being with somebody because you need somebody, it's all gonna go crashing. And Mars is also there, so it's not an energy you can control, Libra, okay, or just don't get anxious about it. It's all about forgiving and learning. You've learned a lot from this relationship, okay? And hopefully you've got your alimony money and you've got everything, you're settled, but you feel left out. But it's time to shapeshift into whatever you want to shapeshift into. But remember, the lesson is always forgiveness and learning. Without forgiveness and learning, hell, we can't achieve anything. Every second is about learning and forgiveness. Okay, so forgiveness rituals and forgiveness meditations. Yes, 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 I would suggest Libra for you. Scorpio, 7th and 4th. Wow, partnerships, marriages, 4th house, family foundations. Maybe you will get that house that you've always wanted. You know, maybe you're bringing in a baby and you're ultimately going to get the sort of support that you need financially also. Maybe set up that perfect partnership that will help you set up that solid foundations. 4th house is just such an interesting place because it is at the bottom of the zodiacal wheel. It holds your whole energy force together. Okay, and 7th house is Taurus, is your 7th house where there's the moon and the sun and Uranus. So, you know, it is definitely a very, very powerful new moon for you, with the 7th and the 4th dealing with marriage and family. And some of you, this is also about your father, mother, okay, childhood family as well, because 4th house is not just your wife, it is also the family you grew up with. Okay, I hope you get that house. Some of you Scorpios I know want that. Om Mara Pasanadi, Om Mara Pasanadi, Om Mara Pasanadi. Wow, so this is the Five of Swords. It's very difficult energy. You feel betrayed, like someone's walked away from you, someone's humiliated you, your team has abandoned you. There is defeat in this, there is treachery in this, there's loss in this. There's, you know, a lot of very mixed bag of emotions with this. So and fives are very eccentric, they're never in balance. So this is you know, you feel like your family has betrayed you in a way, Scorpio, since this is your 7th and 4th. You feel like you have not been able to take care of your wife, child in the way, or maybe your child or husband in a way, you know, and you feel like you've let them down because of, you know, whatever traumas you had to face as a child, and certain things are just not leaving your mind, and you just keep playing them over and over again, Scorpio, and you feel that humiliation, and you want to take revenge, and you get angry, but all you're doing is puncturing a hole in your aura. Thankfully, your ruler is in Aquarius, which is phenomenal, because, you know, Aquarius is this such a powerful sign, and it's your 4th house. So I mean, move into the sanctuary of your own private space, because some things are coming up for you that need resolution, that need you to solve them, you know, that need you to just work through with it, and you know, really realize a lot of truths about your childhood, about the traumas you've gone through. You know, Spirit, right now I can hear a lot of shrieking, a lot of fighting, a lot of, you know, things just falling. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty difficult, you know, pretty difficult. What was that? Okay, now in the love life, Scorpio. I'm sorry, I just got completely derailed by all the sound that I could hear. And the thing with doing intuitive work is that you never know what your guides and what the energy is going to show you, what you will channel from the Akashic world. In your relationship, you need to go ahead with the plan of action that you have, because, you know, this is activating your 4th house and your 7th. So this is about you really realizing a lot of things, Aquarius, Scorpio, and going ahead and maybe having those discussions that you need to with your partner, or maybe employing that strategy. But remember, the Chariot must be reined in. You must fix the horses, and these two horses look like they're going on two separate sides. So again, you're in your relationship, you're not moving with the flow, you're like being pulled apart in some way. Okay, and for some of you Scorpios, you're definitely not happy in your marriage, and looks like it could be disastrous. Okay, and finances and career are really bothering you. So whatever it is with your relationship, it definitely has to do with finances and money and all of that. Okay, and where your career is headed and what you're going to do and all of that, right? So now moving on to Sag, your 6th and 3rd house. Yeah, beautiful. 6th and 3rd. 6th house, diet, health, animals, everyday activities, exercise regime. 3rd house, siblings, small distance travel, short distance travel, neighborhoods, and all of this. A square is a difficult 90-degree aspect that ultimately calls for mastery. So maybe you're going to work with your neighborhood in some way, or helping your neighbors in some community work with the virus and the quarantine on. Your ruler Jupiter is in detriment in Capricorn. So, you know, well, that's another story for another day. Check out my Jupiter and Capricorn video, all you Saggies, for sure. Now, maybe a change in the way you work. Maybe the work that you do is noticed by your local community and where you get support. That is viable for some of you, Saggies. Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi. Alright, let's see, what can we expect? It's a beautiful resolution. You are going to be very happy ultimately with the outcome of whatever it is you're doing. Peace, bliss, tranquility, you know, working hard to achieve your dreams. Ultimately, you know, if you've had problems with your siblings, your neighborhood, complete peaceful resolution. That was beautiful. So 10 of Cups. And 10s always have a beginning as well as ending. So, you know, 10s are yes about endings because now you've culminated the cycle. But they have that hint of fresh beginning, don't they? So in the Oracle, you are ready to emerge into the next stage of evolution. I think that buying that house, or, you know, ultimately getting that dream position or getting that dream career, I think a lot of you will be able to, with the 3rd and the 6th, I think you'll be able to figure out the line of work you want to do. Okay, because I said that Jupiter may be in detriment in Capricorn, but there is the story of Amalthea's horn of cornucopia, which is a sign of abundance, and how Amalthea, the nanny goat, suckles Zeus or Jupiter. So your ruler could be being suckled by Amalthea, you know, metaphorically, and you could come across the horn of cornucopia. Or horn of abundance. It's a possibility for you, and I see that abundance. I see that happening for you, that emerging into something new, coming out of your shell and really showing the world what you can do. That, I think, Saggies, you guys are such forward-thinking people. It's going to be phenomenal. In the love department, justice will be done to you. This is the card of Libra, of course, but you know, if you're with a Libra person and you know you have some kind of issues, I think you'll be able to solve it. Both of you will emerge victorious from this, because you've got this beautiful card here that's telling me money, love life, everything is going to go perfectly, and justice will be meted out to you. Okay, it's all going to come full circle for you, right? And there's, of course, a ton of chemistry with the person you're thinking about. So, you know, it's, if this is somebody new, you're going to connect with them, and they could be Libra, very much so. Sun, Moon, Rising, when you emerge out of your cocoon and you're ready to embrace your true destiny, Sagittarius, boy, are you going to be rewarded like Amalthea rewarded Zeus. And you know, the horn of plenty, or cornucopia, Amalthea's cornucopia. So beautiful, Cap. It's your 5th and 2nd house. 5th house of children, creativity, romance, and 2nd house of income. So you could very well be making money through children, or something you develop for children online, maybe some sort of work module or some educational thing that you come up with for children, or some app or something, or some product that you come up with for children, or maybe for lovers, you know, because 5th house is also the house of lovers. So it's a creative energy. It's basically anything you create, a baby or projects, creative projects, and you're going to make money out of it if you can break this difficult square, break the energy or integrate the energy of the square, because squares are always about mastery. And this in question with the square is, of course, your ruler Saturn himself, who's an Aquarius in your 2nd house of income. So yeah, he is bringing structure and focus and taking you to a new understanding about what you can earn, what you can make in the world, right? Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi, Om Mara Pasanadhi. Wow, Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Whatever it is, your creative projects, whatever it is that you're working with, you are so going to be rewarded. You will create a legacy, Capricorn. You will create something so beautiful that generations will remember you for this. So, all the best. I think that Amaltheus Horn of Cornucopia is playing out over here, and you are creating that legacy, Capricorn. All my blessings to you. And the oracle says you're as radiant as the sun right now. So display your radiance, display what you can do. Work hard and let Saturn bless you in your second house of income. What can I say? In your love life, you have to go ahead with whatever it is that you want to discuss, or whatever plans of actions you want to take, plan of action you want to take to, you know, take your relationship to the next level. If this is about somebody new, then you have to maybe propose to them or take that step, because now is the time to take that step. You need to free yourself from some shackles, I believe, that you're already tied into. And again, remember the chariot needs direction. Two horses cannot be pulling it in two sides. It needs a directionality. And a lot of this work is cerebral, not visceral. So there is a dichotomy there that is, in a sense, that I feel is pulling you away. So you have to free yourself from something. Okay, now Aquarius 4th and 1st, of course, because this new moon is on your 4th house, and of course Saturn is in your 1st house, and the square is a difficult 90-degree aspect. So fourth is family, foundations, our childhood home. It is the bottom of the zodiacal wheel. Okay, and the 1st house is the rising, the ascendant, your physical body, your health, your constitution, your vitality, all of that are, you know, being impacted. So maybe certain things from your childhood pop up that, you know, need resolution for you to truly embrace who you are, the sense of self, to truly get an elevated sense of self, not fake elevated, but really realizing your power. For that is what Saturn wants to do, your ruler. And your modern ruler is in your 4th house, shaking up your family foundations, you know, creating epiphanies about your childhood. If there's been trauma, you need to resolve it. You need to move away from it now, and the possibilities are there. Wow, Aquarius, this is like the god of Pisces, I say. So beautiful, compassion, cinema. It's the god of cinema, celluloid, fantasy, imagination. You could also be someone who's water sign, who comes into your life and inspires you towards compassion, you know, heart energy, something Aquarius lacks. It's about larger communities and larger groups, and functions very well like that. But one-on-one, there's always this coldness to Aquarius. So I think this is going to be resolved with this 4th and 1st. Something very special is coming your way. This could also be a mother. You may find some resolution with your mother during this time, if the universe wills it. Find some healing with that side, you know. And stuff from many generations, this whatever is going through your mind, and whatever is really upsetting you about your childhood, because again, that 4th house activation, whatever is really upsetting you. And Aquarius, many of you have eccentric you know, lives. Aquarius is the most eccentric, futuristic sign, so it's pretty turbulent. So I think that your ancestors are blessing you. This is about you receiving blessings from your ancestors. So you can really move to that you know, first house karma of embracing your sense of self, your identity. If you know you've been misled in some way, you will come back to center again, because your ancestors are blessing you. Bless them in turn, connect to them, open your heart, Aquarius, open your heart. A new beginning with your relationship. It could be a new relationship, or it could be that you put the reset button on your you know, on your relationship, and it starts afresh. New adventures, a new life together, a new reality you both can embrace. That is so beautiful, Aquarius. And let us see what the oracle. You deserve love. If you've, you know, forced yourself to believe you don't, you do. And I think somewhere deep down you know you deserve love, and you do. Believe me, you do. Okay, you're a beautiful sign. All the people can think you're cold, but you know, beautiful. Pisces, 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 3rd and 12th, third house of siblings, neighborhood, short distance travel, communication, writing, office work, anything mercurial, you know. And of course your 12th house is Aquarius, where we've got Saturn. 12th house activations are deep. This card just popped out for you, so I'm just going to leave it there. So 12th house, subconscious, the unconscious, dreams, incarceration, escapism, addiction, you know, all of that. It's a very difficult house, the 12th house. It's also the house of spirituality, of course. So you could be very spiritually energized right now. And since you're a healer, you're the archetype of the mystic, you could be impacting your neighborhood, because this is also your 3rd house where the new moon is. The sun, moon, and Uranus being in your 3rd house. It's changing things up for you. Let's see. So beautiful. You're walking away from something, okay? You're walking away from something, and this is a new beginning, a new creative beginning with the, you know, somebody who's younger than you. Could be a love interest, could also be a sibling or your child, and you want to go on a new adventure with them in life. Like I said, the 12th house activation can be quite difficult with Saturn being there in your 12th, and Saturn brings constrictions, restrictions. So I would be paying attention to my dreams if I were you. I'm a Pisces moon, so yeah. But you get my point. You're walking away from something. It's all intrinsically related to your ancestry and your DNA. This is the 12th house. Your DNA is being activated, your mitochondrial DNA and the other forms of DNA, of course. So ancestral messages are coming forth for you. Whatever it is you need to walk away from it, okay? This is almost a spiritual walking away, like going to face the dark night of your soul and not knowing where the journey takes you, but just going there, because it's not ultimately about the destination. And this is also walking towards an unknown destination, something we are all doing now, because what is known is the past. We know nothing about the future. And this popping up for me, for you, shows me that there is a beautiful new beginning, very creative new beginning in your love life. What can we expect, Pisces? Have hope that things will turn out for you the way you want it. Look at the lady putting on that crown. It's almost there. Whenever this card pops up in a reading for my clients, I always say have hope in either converting your relationship to the perfect relationship, or to find that perfect relationship. Listen, there's nothing is perfect, so to say, but you know what I mean by perfect, with that connection being there. You know, that's why Venus is exalted in your sign, because you want connection, you want dissolution of the ego, you want ultimate connection. Something I think all water elements do, except Scorpio, because they're so fixed about things. Some of you are going to be separated, and that is this walking away. because you realize what is there serves you no more spiritually. So you have to walk away, and if you don't walk away, this new beginning is not going to come through. And you have the support. Your DNA has all the information, everything that your ancestors know. You're related to your ancestors and your DNA through 14 generations. It is called epigenetics. So there, and ultimately, if the separation comes about, you have to face it. You can't run away from it. You can't walk away from it. You can't escape it. It's just there. It just is. Okay, so that was your Taurus New Moon reading. I hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, because without your help, I cannot take my small channel to the next level. So please support me in any way you can. Spread it with your friends, and watch your sun, moon, and rising. And don't forget to leave me a comment, and if possible, please put timestamps on this video. Thank you. Bye.